Okay, we are live. Welcome everybody to Health on a Budget. I am super excited for this webinar. I'm glad you're here. We are going to spend the next 30 minutes or so, all right, walking through how you and your family can live without wasting time, without breaking the bank, and without overcomplicating it. So our vision is super, super simple, but very powerful. And it's really to ignite a movement in Nashville where families and individuals, where you live fully alive, free from interference, and rooted in truth healthcare. So that is what you are stepping into today. So here is what drives everything that we do. Because we believe that health shouldn't be just for the people that are wealthy or for people that have like an endless amount of time. Like, we're fighting for you moms out there that are trying to raise healthy kids and a healthy family. And we're here for you that are college students that are on a budget. We're here for the single moms and the single dads, like, who really want their energy back. And we're here for those of you that are retired and you want to feel strong again. So whether your budget is tight or your schedule is packed, I want you to know that your health absolutely matters and you can do this. Now, we've got to start with lies, okay? These are the lies that we have been sold, okay? And so you're too busy, healthy is too expensive, or you think like my body is broken, that only a prescription or a surgery will help me. And the problem with that is that these words keep people trapped. They keep you dependent, waiting for something to rescue you instead of taking action. So here's the truth. Your body was designed to heal. Time and money spent on prevention in your life saves you 10 times more than managing a disease in the future. And the best part is that what we're going to walk through tonight, the 5 essentials, they are not complicated. They're simple. They're very sustainable, and they are affordable. So here's the example that I want to give to you guys. The average prescription right now costs between $100 to $500 every single month. An ER visit costs anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. It might be more depending on what you have done. And you compare that to prevention, it is priceless. So the amount of money that you're spending right now monthly on perhaps real food, on chiropractic care, on supplements, on a gym membership, like those kinds of things, I want you to first look and realize that prevention is always cheaper and it saves your future. Not only in money, but in time and in your family's just mental health of what it means to stay healthy and well. It is absolutely priceless. Now, let's really talk though about that, okay? The 5 essentials on a budget. Let's walk through that. There are 5 of them. It's core chiropractic, nutrition, your mindset, exercise or movement, and detoxing our bodies. When you see those symbols, they each stand for one of those essentials. So the first one, let's talk about the nervous system and core chiropractic. This is the most important. It's your nervous system. Your brain runs the show. It tells your heart when to beat, when your lungs should breathe, and your cells how to breathe. That is all your nervous system. But if there's interference within that system, like poor posture, injuries, stress, your body then spends extra time and energy just trying to survive, let alone thrive like you're supposed to. And that's why chiropractic is essential. An adjustment takes just minutes, but it keeps your body functioning 24/7. And when you compare that to ER visits and medications and missed work days, prevention is always a cheaper way to go. So let's talk about practical tips that you can do for your nervous system on a budget. The most important thing, and like arguably like helping your body to prevent problems instead of chasing them, schedule regular adjustments. Don't wait until you're in pain. It's always easier to prevent problems than to chase them after they have built up. Second, check your posture. Put a quick reminder on your phone to sit tall, roll your shoulders back, and breathe. Makes a huge difference over time. And so often we can create habits where we're like this. So we might need to set a timer. So it says, make sure, are you sitting up? Are your shoulders back? Are you breathing? To make sure that we don't just like get into all our work that happens every single day without stopping and taking a moment to help our nervous system. Use blue light blockers. Okay. If you're on screens a lot, use blue light glasses. It blocks that which your nervous system interprets a lot of things through our eyes, and it has to go into our brain. So if we can stop that blue light pollution, if you will, to our eyes, it helps our nervous systems tremendously. You can also help or do the 20-20-20 rule. So every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. It reduces strain and it helps your nervous system reset. So every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Because everything that we have is so right here that to reset our nervous system, we need to take a minute, look away from it for 20 seconds, come back to where you are. Now, nutrition, okay? Nutrition, it is what builds every cell in your body. What you eat becomes the building blocks for your brain, your immune system, your energy. And real food fuels healing and focus and strength. Processed food does not do that. Processed food drains you and it keeps you stuck in your body's like survival mode. But the good news is that you don't have to overhaul everything at once. Small swaps done consistently create a huge change over time. So what can that look like? Nutrition gets way easier when you build little habits. So cooking a double batch of dinner is one of our favorite things to do, okay? Because that means that tomorrow's lunch is already done. Some of you are like, I don't like leftovers. Well, sometimes I'm like, you're not a kid anymore, okay? Your kids might not love it, but you're not a kid anymore and you're an adult. And if you complain about nutrition, sometimes just you got to get over it and it will help you tremendously and you can do it, okay? When you shop, stick to the perimeter of the grocery store. That's where real food lives. Produce, meat, vegetables. And sometimes like it depends on where you're at, but like the grains and things are on the outside of the aisles. You want to stay on that perimeter. And don't be afraid sometimes that like you're like, should I buy like the store brand, like organic, like the really premium, like the most expensive things? Often you're going to get the same quality from premium labels at a fraction of the cost. Like we buy a lot of like Kroger brand, like Simple Truth, like we buy the Whole Foods brand. Like we're not going to buy the other brands so we can save a lot of money on that. And lastly, like use a slow cooker or an Instant Pot. It saves both time and money while making it almost impossible to mess up a meal. I do know our sister-in-law apparently her kids have said this, that she does sometimes mess up crock pot meat, but it helps so much and it allows you to eat it multiple times in a week. Now, let's talk about mindset. Okay. Third is mindset. Third essential. The way you think about health determines whether you stay consistent. Because a lot of you know what to do, but it's your mindset that needs to change more than anything. So here's the reframe. Health is an investment. It's not an expense. Health is an investment. It is not an expense. And sometimes things just like gratitude, a gratitude journal costs nothing, but it changes everything. And listening to uplifting podcasts or affirmations while you drive in the car, you go back and forth to work, takes zero extra time. You're already doing it. So instead of like listening to the news where it's just bad news after bad news after bad news, switch it up and like a good podcast, maybe about health, about wellness. Like I love the Stephen Cabral podcast. It's 20 minutes. So if your commute is like 15, 20 minutes and he talks about health and he walks through it. We have a podcast that you can listen to on Spotify called The Health Majors. We're getting back into it, but all the ones that we've done in the past still apply. And you can listen to ours. They're about 20 minutes long. Like listen to something that is positive. Listen to something that is good. Because your thoughts shape your choices, and then your choices are going to shape your future. So this is a big aspect of what it means to be healthy and well. So let's talk about some practical tips. So in the morning, write down 3 gratitudes. Okay? This is often the difference between staying consistent and giving up. So starting your morning, writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. It takes 1 minute, but it shifts your whole outlook. One of my favorite reframes is to swap this phrase. Swap, I don't have time, with it's not a priority. It's forcing you to see what really matters in your day. Like, I don't have time to work out. You just have to say it's not a priority. And then it's like, ooh, reframe. Actually, it is a priority. And it helps you to see, I don't have time, so I need to go through the drive-through. That's because nutrition's not a priority. My health is not a priority. And when you do that, see what happens. Okay? It forces you to see what really matters. And at night, instead of scrolling, use that time for prayer, meditation, or journaling. You'll sleep better and your nervous system will thank you. And I know that because I test myself. And the days that I don't scroll, the nights that I'm less on my phone or less watching TV, and I do more of the prayer, meditation, journaling, reading a real book, it changes how I sleep. I get into deep sleep better. I get into my REM sleep better. It matters more than you think, and it's free. Movement, 4th essential. You don't need a gym membership or hours every day. Take a walk with your kids. Do a 15-minute high-intensity interval training at home with no equipment. Stack habits. This is one of my favorites. Do squats while the coffee is brewing. Take your phone calls on a walk. Some people have a walking treadmill. If you want to invest into that, I think it's really good for movement, but it does cost money. But you could also go walk outside. You could walk around your house. Movement is free. It's simple, and it's one of the best investments that you can make when it comes to your health. I started doing it every morning. I wake up and I go take my dogs for a 15 to 30-minute walk. I get into the sun. It helps cortisol levels. It helps drop my melatonin, which is good. You want to drop it in the morning. And it helps hormone levels. And it's just so good. And it's changed everything by just getting moving right in the morning and doing it outside. So let's talk about, this has got a lot of them in here. You might need to screenshot this or take a picture of it, however you're listening to this, but it doesn't have to be complicated, okay? Park a little farther away or take the stairs. Those steps add up fast and you're like, but I don't want to. Well, please do not complain to me. This is a part where it's like your mindset has to change, then it's not a priority. But I'll just go up the elevator. Nope, take the stairs. Allow your body to move. Play active games with your kids, tag, bike rides, and even just like a quick dance break. Do a song. Not only does this count as exercise, but it also will build connection within your family. And if you're stuck at your desk, do the wobble exercises in the office. Do seated twists around, up and down, go side to side. Help your body to move while you are sitting and stuck at a desk. This will help your spinal mobility. Or maybe you stand up for 10 squats every hour. You're like, I'm setting a lot of alarms. Yeah, because you shouldn't be sitting as much as you're sitting. And so then you lose mobility and then your spine starts to break down. Your joints start to break down. Your body isn't as healthy because it needs to move. So set the alarms. You only have to pick one, like start there and do that. But I also love like micro movements, wall sits while you're brushing your teeth, calf raises while you pump your gas. Instead of just going back and sitting in the car, do some calf raises or marching in place while you're cooking dinner. Small choices like these add up to big wins without needing a whole lot of extra time. Let's talk about detoxing. Finally, the fifth essential. Like this is all about removing interference in your environment. You don't have to buy like super expensive products. Start really simple. And for some of you, it might look like swapping toxic cleaners for vinegar and baking soda as making it yourself. I love the thieves cleaner that we have in our office. I'm going to make a video on it, but I love it because it works for everything from your windows to your toilet, to your floors, to your counters, to everything in between. You can use it on all of it and it's a concentrate. So then you pour it in water and you have a capful. And if you need it to be a little bit extra strong, you put more capfuls in it and you can clean and use it for everything. So you only have one product and need one product to do everything. Another thing about detoxing is ditching plastic bottles. Ditch those plastic bottles and get reusable filter bottles or a filter that you can continue to use so you're not buying so much of the plastic bottles. Plastic leaches toxins into our bodies, and we do not want those in our bodies to create health. Open your windows, and especially right now with, I hope it's real fall, but I have a feeling it's false fall. But open your window. Fresh air detoxes your home for free. And DIYing as much as you possibly can in this world saves money, it cuts out the toxins, and it keeps your family safer long term. So here are some practical tips for you. So detox, it doesn't have to be expensive, okay? It's really about simple swaps, one at a time. It can get expensive if you do all of it at one time, but you switch one by one by one. And I'm going to give you a guide here at the end so you can start to tick off the things. And some of you are like, I've already done that. So tick, tick, tick. And there'll be other areas that you can start working on and improving. So again, switching from plastic water bottles to glass or stainless steel. Not only is this safer, but it saves money for you in the long term. Make your own like all-purpose spray. So either getting the thieves spray, or you can make it with vinegar, with water, with lemon and essential oil. It costs just like a couple of dollars. And it works just as well as store-bought, and it doesn't stink like chemicals. Washing your new clothes before you wear them helps to reduce chemical residue. So that's easy. So dyes and treatments that are on our clothes, washing them ahead of time helps so then the toxins aren't just sitting on your bodies. And one of the easiest ones I talked about, again, just open up your windows 10 minutes a day for natural ventilation, okay? Fresh air is one of the simplest detox tools that we have. They've done research and they found that inside air is 100 times more toxic than outside air because it's getting re-ventilated through. There could be mold, there could be all kinds of things in there, and fresh air, it's so much better for our bodies and our lungs. So all of those are like really great things to do for the 5 essentials for your health. Because a lot of times people are like, what should I take? What should I do? And I'm like, sometimes just get back to the basics. If you cannot do all the things that I just talked about, then there's no sense in like going to the next level. It's getting the basics down first and foremost, but there's always going to be excuses, right? The top 3 excuses that people give me, and you know them when it comes to health, is no time, no money, and it's too complicated. So let's walk through each one. But Dr. Cassie, like, I just don't have time. Here's the truth, okay? Health actually saves you time later. Like, if you spend a few minutes now, you won't waste hours sitting in waiting rooms and standing in the pharmacy lines or recovering from crashing and burning, like and burnout, like in your body. Because think about this, okay? If you prep 5 lunches in 30 minutes, that small investment of time saves you hours of drive-through lines and the energy crashes that come with fast food and what fast food does to the health of our bodies. Movement, walking during phone calls. Movement doesn't need a schedule block always, okay? It doesn't have to be like, okay, I'm going to work out every day at 6 o'clock, even though some of you need to operate that way. But walk while you're on the phone. Go move. Walk in place while you're cooking food. Do squats while you're waiting for things. Just look for opportunities for your body to be able to move. Stretch while your kids are doing things. I'm going to talk about this, I think, in a little bit. Otherwise, it's on the thing I'm going to give you. But plank while your kids are cleaning up their toys. Make it a fun game. And when it comes to your nervous system, we have to realize that an adjustment itself takes less than 5 minutes. You might be here in the office longer than that, but the adjustment itself takes about 5 minutes, but it helps your body function better all day long. So the excuse of you don't have time, it just doesn't hold up. Because the little time you spend on your health now gives you more time back in your life. It's looking for those opportunities where you can activate it. So excuse number 2, I don't have money. Here's the truth for most people. Listen, I'm not asking you to find money off of a tree or like you might have to get another job depending on it, how to support your family. However, most likely you're already spending it. The question is just like, where are you spending it? Where is your money actually going? Like, for example, if you cut out your Starbucks habit, you could save potentially up to $100 plus every single month. And that's enough to cover quality supplements. That's enough to cover twice a month chiropractic care. So instead of dropping $7 on a fast food combo or like buying a mocha frappuccino, think about, no, I'm going to use that to spend towards perhaps like frozen vegetables, like frozen organic veggies. Like it costs less than any fast food side. It lasts longer and it actually fuels your body and gives you what you need. The DIY cleaners could be like $2 versus $10, a bunch of toxic sprays that your body cannot like break down as much, and we're not getting inundated by toxins. Like it's a game changer. So when you start looking at where your money is already going, you realize that perhaps you do have it. It just needs to be redirected toward things that actually heal you instead of things that keep you stuck. So my advice here is like, take a look at where your money is going. And there is a saying of like, if I want to know where your priorities are, I just need to look at your calendar for time and your bank account for money and where it's going, because that's what you're prioritizing. And sometimes there's things that you're prioritizing more than your health, and it looks like you don't have enough money to do the things that keep your body healthy and well. And then the last one is, it's too complicated. Here's the truth, okay? Health isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's small, consistent steps that matter. Start with a gratitude journal, for real. It's completely free and it takes less than a minute. Begin to look at your life differently. Listen to uplifting podcasts and affirmations or scripture while you're driving instead of the news or all the negative noise. And that costs nothing, but it resets your mindset. And if you are a soda drinker, swap one soda a day for water. It's simple and it compounds over time. So don't overcomplicate it, okay? So health isn't about doing everything perfectly, okay? It's just about making the next right choice. And those small swaps done daily, they do create big wins over time. Because sometimes you guys are like, I've tried all of that, I've done all of that. But really, it's like, have you been as consistent? Continue to be consistent and you'll watch what happens. And you'll look back and you'll be like, oh, wow, like I've come a long way of staying consistent. And you're like, you want it to be like, you want to visualize that you can do this for the rest of your life. Like this isn't some hack that you're trying to do to hack your body to get it to where you want it to be. Like these are just things that we need to do for our health, because that is how our bodies were designed and made to heal. And so we're going to come into alignment with how our bodies were made to heal. So health on a budget, like this is the bottom line, health on a budget isn't about doing less, okay? It's about living more energy to play with your kids, more freedom to say yes to the call that God has on your life, more years to enjoy this life that God has designed for you. And the best part of this is that you don't need endless time or money to get there. You just need to start or keep going. If I can encourage you, it's to keep going, even if you don't see the results that you want to see yet. So here's what I want you to do next, okay? Share this webinar, okay? Give hope to someone else, especially those that continue to be like, I don't have time, I don't have money, it's too complicated. Send this to them. 2, download the resource guide. I am going to put it into the chat right now. I made it for you. It is taking this resource and it's taking this webinar and putting it into a resource that you can just tick, 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 tick off and do that. So download that resource, pick what your next step is going to be off of that resource, one thing at a time, stay consistent with it. And remember, consistency doesn't mean you have to do it every day and then it becomes this like regimented thing. It is more of like, just think more days in the week than not is the consistency of it. And consistency also means not giving up and just continuing to keep going. Okay. And I'm going to say, and if you're a guest on here, your next step is to schedule a consult with us in our office. If you're not under care with us yet, don't wait. schedule your consult today. I'm going to show you on the next slide what's coming up next week, but I want to remind you that your health matters, your purpose matters, and this is your moment to step out of any excuses that you may be making and into freedom when it comes to your health. So this is where, if you have not been checked or if you are a patient, one more thing before I close is next week is Friends and Family Week. It's September 8th through the 12th. And this is the perfect chance to put everything that we just talked about into action. And so if you haven't been checked yet, or if you have a friend or a coworker or a family member that you've been thinking of inviting into our office, like, this is your moment. All new patient consultations, exams, and x-rays are just $68, and every dollar of that, 100%, goes to a nonprofit here in Nashville called People Loving Nashville. And so how do they make their appointments? I'm going to put it right into the chat, but they're going to go to our website. It's majorfamilychiropractic.com. And on that, they can click on the corner part of it, and it'll say schedule your appointment now. And you can find a time that works the best for you. You can find a time, or they can find a time that works the best for them. So I don't want you guys to leave here tonight without taking that step, either for yourself or for someone that you love, because I really do believe that health is possible. It is affordable, and it is absolutely worth it. So if you have any questions ever, you can put them in the comments if there are any questions for that. But I hope that this just sparks something inside of you to know that it is possible, that you can do it, that getting back to the basics and crushing any of those excuses that you might have. But you can always email me at drcassie@majorfamilychiropractic.com. If you have any questions, I am happy to help you guys. So have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.